Birth of Lord Ganesha. The son of Parvati, Ganesha fought heroically with every Gana of Lord Shiva, including gods. Since the gods and other Ganas were unable to defeat him in the battle, Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva decided to kill the boy through the delusion. While Vishnu was fighting with the boy, the trident god Lord Shiva cut Ganesha's head using his weapon. Seeing that, Lord Narada, who was famous for creating quarrels between the parties, informed this news to goddess Parvati. He also told her that goddess Parvati should not leave her pride and reputation in Ganesha's incident because Ganesha was the one and only one Gana belonging to her. Hearing the news, the mother of universe Parvati got extremely angry at the gods. With anger, she thought, "What should I do? Where should I go? A great misery happened. My son has been killed by all the gods and the Ganas. Now, I should destroy all of them. This is the only way I can get rid of the misery." After expressing her sorrowness, the furious goddess Parvati created hundreds and thousands of women Shaktis in a moment. The created, blazing women Shaktis stood in front of the goddess Parvati and waited eagerly for her commands. Later, goddess Parvati ordered them to create a great outbreak and destruction in all the worlds without any hesitation. She also told them to destroy all the sages, gods, Yakshas, and demons belonging to her as well as others. Upon being commanded, the Shaktis attempted to destroy the gods and others, just as the fire consumed the dry grass. The countless Shaktis spreaded across the worlds began to destroy everyone, including Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, Kubera, Indra, and the six-faced god Skanda. Wherever one looked, the women Shaktis were present in front of them. The innumerable terrific Shaktis were appearing in different forms. In the process of damage, they took up the gods with their hands and threw them in their own mouths. Seeing the destruction, the gods began to doubt whether goddess Parvati wanted to create an untimely end of all worlds. Their hopes and aspirations for life vanished. After gathering together, they discussed that they get relief only when the goddess Parvati was pleased. Even Lord Shiva, who was an expert in different sports, looked upset like an ordinary man. Whether a person belonged to her or others, whether a person was god or demon, Yakshas or Kinnaras or sages, none could dare to stand in front of goddess Parvati. On seeing her blazing brightness, all of them were frightened and stayed far away. Meanwhile, Lord Narada came there to help gods and Ganas. After discussing with Narada collectively, Lord Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva concluded that as long as the goddess Parvati did not favor them, there would not be any peace. Later, on their request, Narada and sages reached nearer to goddess Parvati to please her. Upon reaching the place, they bowed to her again and again. They tried to please her by devotion and prayers. O Mother of the Universe, O Shiva, O Chandika, O Kalyani, we are paying greater respect to you. O Mother, you alone are the first Shakti, the eternal cause of creation, sustaining power, and cause for the end of worlds. O Goddess, be pleased and spread the peace. O Goddess, the three worlds are troubled by your anger. On hearing the prayers of Narada and sages, Goddess Parvati glanced at them angrily without saying any word. Seeing her anger, the sages bowed again on her lotus like feet and spoke with her with a low voice and devotion. O Goddess, please excuse us. The final destruction of the world seems to be at your hands. Your Lord is standing here. O Mother, you can see him. What are we? The gods, Vishnu, Brahma, and others in front of you. We are only your subjects. We stand here with palms joined in devotion. O great goddess, please forgive our faults. We are worried and distressed. O Parvati, please give us peace. Pleased by the sage's words and showing pity on them, the Mother of Universe Parvati said, if my son regains life, then there may not be further damage. If you can arrange an honorable status and position for my son Ganesha among you as the chief, then there may be peace in the world. Otherwise, you will never be happy. The sages at first informed this news to other gods. Later, they all described that information to Lord Shiva. On hearing the information from the gods, Lord Shiva said that it should be done as ordered by Goddess Parvati in order to regain peace in the world. Later, he ordered them to attach the boy's body with the head of whatever person they first met in the northern direction. Hearing the orders, the gods brought the headless body of Ganesha and washed it well. They paid special honor to it and started towards the north direction to search for a new head. It was a single-tusked elephant that they met in the north direction. They took the head of the elephant and fitted it to Ganesha's body. After joining it, they bowed to Lord Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma and asked them to complete the remaining incomplete work on that body. Then Lord Brahma, Vishnu and other gods said to Lord Shiva that they all were born out of Shiva's brilliant energy, hence they were going to recite Vedic mantras to send the same energy into that body, saying that they jointly sprinkled the holy water with mantras on the body. Immediately after the contact of the holy water, the boy came to life as if woke up from a sleep. No doubt, everything was Shiva's wish and will. The boy was extremely handsome. He had the face of an elephant. He was red in color. He was brilliant and had fine features. On seeing the son of Parvati alive again, they all rejoiced as they knew that all their miseries came to an end. Then he was crowned by the gods and the leaders of Ganas. After this, they showed him delightfully to the goddess. On seeing him, the goddess Parvati was greatly delighted. She hugged him with happiness. Later, the goddess gifted all siddhis and touched him with her hand that removes all sufferings. After worshipping her son, she granted him boons with affection and said, you have had great misery since your birth. Now you are blessed and content. You will receive worship before all the gods. You will be free from your sufferings. All achievements certainly occur, and all kinds of obstacles certainly end for anyone who performs your worship with flowers, sandal paste, scents, auspicious food offerings, betel leaves, and charitable gifts. With the graceful blessings of Parvati, instantly peace regained on gods and particularly on the Ganas. In the meantime, Lord Indra and other gods praised Shiva happily and brought Ganesha near to Parvati with devotion. After pleasing her, they placed the boy in her lap for the happiness of the three worlds. At the same time, placing his lotus like hand on Ganesha's head, Lord Shiva told the gods that the boy was his another son. Seeing that, the boy Ganesha got up and bowed to Shiva and other gods. He also asked forgiveness for his mistakes, saying arrogance was the characteristic of man's nature. Seeing the boy, Lord Brahma said, O great gods, just like we three, Shiva, Vishnu, and I, are worshipped in all the three worlds, Ganesha shall be worshipped by all of you in the same way. He is the remover of all obstacles and the presenter of the fruits of all rights. He should be worshipped first, and we shall be worshipped afterwards. If he is not worshipped, then we too are not worshipped. If the other gods are worshipped without worshipping him first, then the fruit of the prayers will be lost. There is no doubt in this matter. After this, Lord Shiva said, O son of Parvati, I am pleased. When I am pleased, the entire universe is pleased. No one will oppose that. Even as a boy, you showed great bravery as Parvati's son. You will remain brilliant and happy always. Let your name be the most auspicious in the matter of removing obstacles. Be the chief officer of all my Ganas, and you are worthy of worship. In this way, the boy, who was created by the goddess Parvati without any name, became Ganesha by defeating all Ganas and becoming chief to all the Ganas.